Hello everyone, this is Curtis from Magical Menagerie reporting to you from the darkness of my office at 11:30 at night. So, this is the second free reading video for January because we have a great celebration of having over 1,000 members of our group. Yay! Thank you guys all for your support. We really appreciate it. We love having all of you. Feel free to ask us any questions you might have. We're going to start blogging a lot more and posting a lot more educational stuff for you guys. So if you have anything you're wanting to learn about, just post it on our page or respond in the comments of any of our blog posts. And you'll be able to see all that information in the group as we post it. So feel free to chime in. And without further ado, also sorry for the delays on this video. We had some important events to take care of this weekend. We had an in-bulk celebration to go to, and also we had an urgent call from a client of ours who's not on our Facebook group and who messaged me Friday with some issues, so we had to go help out there. We appreciate your patience on this video, but here we go. Let's get started. First question is from Rachel H. She says, have I made the right decision quitting my job? Should I go work for my mom or just go ahead with a new job? Will I become a high priestess in the future like I want to? Quitting your job, Rachel, was a rational and solid decision for you. This is coming from Spirit for you. I'm opening up new opportunities, lowering your stress, and allowing you room to breathe and for reflection. This is a change that would have suited to happen sooner. So they're saying if it had been sooner, it would have been just as well. However, it's great that you've made the decision now. It suggested that you should seek a new job and avoid working for your mother unless out of absolute necessity, and for a short amount of time if you do choose to do that. Keep in mind that they're talking about 3 months of a time period. Any longer than that wouldn't be that great. Keep in mind that this is a period of reflection for you and new growth in your life, so use it to your advantage. They also say that you would make a wonderful high priestess, and if that is your wish, show me to be. Thank you for your questions, Rachel. Ashley Parks asked the next question. She says, when or what age would I be when I'm pregnant with my first child, and will it be a girl or boy? Ashley, I'm not sure how old you are now, but the numbers that I'm seeing are 27 and 31. So I'm seeing that you would have kids either at age 27 and at age 31 for your current life path. Most definitely, I'm seeing that if you have a second child, that second child will be a girl, or the child that would be in your 30s. And these are just projections with your current actions that could change. And they may not be including all children. So that's just what I'm seeing for you. That doesn't mean that it's set in motion. It doesn't mean that it's concrete. It's a little further in the future with how you're planning right now. So, or the decisions that you're making right now are putting a little further in the future. If you were to change that, these circumstances would also change. But you having a girl is very significant for you. But I personally believe that these two ages would be the best and most happiest ages for you to have children, even though your children will always be a blessing no matter when you have them. Thank you for your questions, Ashley. Eileen Tong asks, will I become very powerful spiritually, and how many kids will I have in the future? She says, thank you, and I say, you're welcome. Okay, my first instinct on this is to say that you are heading down a path where there are 3 children in your adult life. The biggest spiritual impact you can have is to use your voice for others less fortunate than you. You have the power to be a strong advocate for change with youth and with minority subcultures. You're a person who will take a great stance for equality and fair treatment of others, whether it is through an institution or just through personal practice. The strength you gain from spiritual practice will help you to reveal this side of your personality. Thank you for your questions, Eileen. Next questions are from Nina Tremblay. She said, should I buy the house I'm renting and buy the lot next to it? Buying this property, when I asked about this, I got mixed feelings at first, and I wasn't really sure if it would be positive or negative. But I pulled cards, and they said that buying this property may cause conflict with inside of yourself and inside of your family unit, as in referring to emotional pain or internal conflict. Financially, it is not showing a favorable outcome either, as the cards indicate financial entrapment. In personal relationships, it would also stir conflict, as I said before. The situation seems to bring about a lot of unwanted stress for you. I would deeply consider the reasons for purchasing this property and evaluate if the gain is worth the cost of so much stress. While Spirit presents a great warning, I feel that it is just to approach cautiously and out of a need, and approach, if you're going to buy property, approach it at this point in time if it was something that you needed and not out of something for rental or anything like that. So I wouldn't approach it out of any kind of ambition or furthering financial gain in the future. I don't think that the investment would be a good idea to that end at this time. If you're purchasing it as an end result for family provision, or the furthering of a personal life goal, the temporary strain will be more easily manageable. So if you're feeling like not connected really to the reason for buying this property, the difficulty that it weighs upon you will not feel worth it and will cause more conflict. But if you had more of a solid reason and a reason behind it that you would be more willing to fight for, then would be something that's not that big of a deal. You guys will be able to handle that. Make sure that you and your family understand that this decision may bring about difficult changes, and help them to prepare to accept any stress and strengthen them to overcome it. So if you do go for this property, don't feel bad about the outcomes or anything like that. Just make sure that you guys are prepared and understand any things that you might run into, and make sure you're considering the impact on everyone, and you guys will be fine. Thank you for your question, Nina. Next question is from Houston. Houston asks, he says, I'm a little confused as to where to go in the next step of my life in spiritual practice. Like what to study and what to focus on. And asks, is there any insight for me? It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. You're welcome, Houston. From knowing you, I know you know a lot about many things and a little about most things. So you've got a lot of things covered, and you've got a wide range of perceptions and views. Spirit wants me to lead you in the direction of energy working and healing, and also creating spiritual tools from nature and learning to tell ancestor stories or deliver ancient knowledge. So specifically, there's like this really big focus on taking natural things and creating tools for spiritual use or for use in ritual settings, and then also using those tools in any kind of ritual that would bring ancestors or ancestral energy to people, and that you could be the medium and segue between the ritual and the people who are seeking guidance, or the people who are participating in the ritual. So that's something I think you would be great at, and I think it would really suit you. So that's something you can look into if that's a path that you want to go down, but that is what was suggested for you to look into at this time. If you need any help with that, just let me know, buddy. And I'm excited for that. That sounds really cool. But love and light to you, Houston, and thank you for your questions. Eric Justice asks the next question. How is my interest into college going to go? Also, will I be getting any form of transportation for myself by summer? And finally, will I be able to gain more time for focusing on my spiritual growth after I graduate? Alright, I feel that you will have at least 2 acceptance letters from colleges. I'm not sure how many that you have applied to, but I can see at least 2. So if you are thinking about applying late somewhere, or if you only applied to one place, and you're thinking about applying somewhere, there's going to at least be 2 opportunities for you to go to some college that have already been decided that you're going to get an offer for, that I'm seeing. Let's see. Now, as far as transportation, I do see like an older car and like a new car, but I do see like an older boxy car, and it's not that old. It's not new, but it's at least like between 2000 and 2003. And this is just something someone was looking at or thinking about, an idea that they had. This doesn't necessarily mean that's going to come to fruition, but it's something like that will become more of a solid future once it was actually bought, but it hasn't been bought yet. So it's been an idea in someone's head, but no one has made a move on it, and I feel like it's a close relative. Maybe not your parents, but a close relative. After you graduate, I'm going to tell you right now that you're going to want to focus on a lot of other things besides spirituality. If you're planning to steer yourself in the direction of spirituality and that's what you want to do, then I'm going to make the recommendation now that you go ahead and start forming bonds with friends that have similar interests in that area. And it's not a bad thing to not make spiritual practice, the absolute center of your life when you're a younger person, or when you're coming into a time, especially graduating like high school, where you have a lot of opportunity to experience a lot of things. So my suggestion to you is, have experiences, and you can make them all spiritual. I think it'll have an impact on you, but you don't need to necessarily delve super deeply into spiritual practice, but more self-exploration. So keeping a spiritual practice generally is great. If you want to go really hard with spiritual practice, I'm always for that. But it's not necessarily something like you're not going to miss out on anything spiritually or be set back or have any big problems from just taking some time to experience your life and to gain experiences, because those are going to help you understand your practice better later. So practice along the way, and when you find yourself a little more, you can settle into it. But don't be too concerned with settling into it. It'll come naturally to you. Remember that any experience can expand you as long as you're looking at it from a higher perspective. Thank you for your questions, Eric. And good luck to you with everything, man. Alright, next questions are from Danny Fox. Danny asks, what do I need to do to sever the blood magic connections between her husband and a crazy jealous practitioner that he used to be with before, when they were seeing other people? She says that they have had years of no contact, but this person is still persisting, and she said she wants it gone, and so does he. It's important, I'm going to say, to do, there's a lot of things you can do in this situation. The most effective one to get it completely gone would be for you to know exactly who she called on and what power she's using against you, and to basically, you make kind of like a counter argument and basically give them a better deal. So if you don't know exactly who's called on and what's going on, the best thing, because this is blood magic we're dealing with, and blood magic is like, really seriously, it is very, very big intention setting kind of magic. It doesn't necessarily have to be like dark arts or anything. I've done blood magic for myself to set really serious intentions, and it's very transformative and very fast. However, when it's in the case of love, or in the case of, especially that it's not consenting, especially that this isn't something that he wants, this means that his will overrides her will, because your will is always centered around you, while her magic might be influencing and causing, a little bit of disgruntlement. It's never going to fully override him. So you don't have to really worry about that. The best thing for you guys to do is to try and set your own intention together against it. So if you guys have done anything like a hand fasting, or if you guys you have been married, so that is a big intention setting against it. So do something like either renew vows, whether it's a small ritual for you guys, or you make offerings to whatever deities you feel are powerful, and ask them that any separation between you two be removed, and any forces or anything that is trying to pull you apart is pushed away. So do any ritual that you feel is appropriate that is like that. I recommend doing something like hand fasting. Sorry, you guys, and including that your will towards each other is to be together, and that you're asking for anything that is in between or pulling you apart or forcing you not to fit together is removed and eliminated. And just like that, like removed and eliminated. Like that. Like so serious. Like I want it gone by. You do a ritual like that, especially with like a high priestess or someone who is a practitioner, who has a rapport with these kinds of energies, these kinds of entities, even of yourself. Like, as long as you set your intention, as long as you say, I want nothing between us, let it be removed, let it be healed, and show me how. If there's anything I need to do, show me what to do, or make me feel what to do. Then that will work, and you guys have to just kind of let the scabs fall off from the aftermath of that cleansing. And it's kind of like having like lightning bolts shot on you, and then like it heals like the dead skin or whatever, and then the scabs fall off. It kind of feels like that when you're dealing with blood magic. I don't know why it feels like scabs to me, but anytime someone has blood magic on you or they're doing something like that, to get it removed, it always feels like something's falling away or falling off. So if you get that feeling, that means that it's been removed. Also, if you think that he has any cords between her and him, which could be spiritual cords, you want to cut those and try to cut those, or get someone to cut them for you ritually. And if you have anything that you know of that belonged to this person, you need to get rid of it immediately, because I feel like there's some stuff left over. I don't care if it's a t-shirt or a sock, it needs to go. Like anything related to that relationship, like anything, if it's a pot, a pan that you got during that time that y'all used to cook out of, whatever, anything that is related to that relationship needs to be removed from the home. But that's my best advice. If you guys have any problems, just give me a message, and we'll see if we can do some magic work for you guys to take care of it, because that's nasty. Well, love and light to you guys, and I hope you guys do prosper in your relationship, because I know you both want the best for each other. Alright, hold on guys, I gotta drink some Coke. Alright. Okay, next question is from Linda Long. Linda Long was asking me about a smell. One of her jobs, she works as in a care home, and she had a patient with dementia who had gangrene, and she was smelling the gangrene smell at her other job. And she asked me about it because she smelled it at her other job. And she asked if she was sensing that person passing. My feeling, Linda, is that the person is close to passing. If they haven't already, they were close to passing. And that you're being signaled to think of this person and to take them into consideration. So if you have any time where you can go sit with them and have a connection, or if you have any kind of connection with them, there might be just that comforting energy, just that taking care. It's important to take the time out for them. You're being called to take some time out to care for this person in a little bit deeper way than just the requirements of your job. I feel like it has to do with like wanting, I'm sure that the family is there, but there's like a relationship and a duality to this, so it's like really important moment that needs to happen. That'll be powerful for you, just like a little miraculous moment between you and this man before he passes away. I want to say it's a man, but you didn't tell me if it's a man or not, so I don't know. Now I'm confused. Now I confuse myself. Well, if it's not a man, I'm seeing a man. So they're telling you about thinking about someone who's at the other job, trying to get your mind on the job. There's an older male patient that you need to pay attention to. But that's my best advice on that, Linda, and I hope that was helpful. Love and light to you, Linda. And thank you for your questions. Mary Fink asks if she's ever going to be really able to talk to her entities, and she has no idea what they're trying to tell her, if anything. They say that they talk to you all the time, so I don't know what... if you think of anything that might seem really circumstantial, they just kind of giggle at and think about, it's probably them communicating with you in small ways. But they keep showing me the kitchen and dishes, and like joking about dishes, like something's funny to do with the dishes in your home and like them getting cleaned and things like that. So I don't know if anything happens in your kitchen that's odd or silly, or if you just getting certain vibes in the kitchen, but pay close attention to yourself when you're in the kitchen and what's going on, because that seems to be the time when they try to connect with you the most. Maybe because, I don't know if you wash dishes by hand or if you're scrubbing something, but it might be a time when, you know, you're not really thinking about a lot, or maybe they're saying, I really feel like they're like, talk to us while you wash the dishes, because you're it's kind of like a therapeutic, repetitive motion to wash dishes. It's actually a time when a lot of books that I've read tell you to set aside time for prayer or for spell work, because you like, as you wash the dish, the dirt off the dish, you say like, I'm washing the imperfections away from my life. Just like this dish, I will too be clean. So mote it be. So work with them when you're in the kitchen and see if that helps you at all. But thank you for your question, Mary. Dia Monique asked the next question. She's asked, will I be in an apartment by March? And will I ever have more kids? If so, when? Thanks. There's a strong offer of opportunity for you to move in March. Make sure that you're taking every chance to save money and prepare yourself to move as if it's already guaranteed. This will help you to make it happen. It is just about a month now, and I'm seeing the date March 18th as being an important date, either that you will be moving or that you'll find an opportunity to move, and that's like the best possible date. So really be paying attention and preparing as if you're going to move around that date, and that will help you to get the move on. So be listening. It's very important also, they said, to listen to the ideas of others while you're working towards this goal. So make sure you're talking to people and telling people, yeah, I really want to move, and see what advice they have. Your clues about this are probably going to come most likely through friends. So if you have friends around you or coworkers who might have some insight, just talk to them, see who's got an idea, because usually people have random information, and that is kind of how this is going to come about for you. So be looking in those kinds of places, as well as looking on your own. And thank you for your question. Next question is from Tiara. Tiara asks if the boyfriend is being loyal. Only concrete thing I can say about this is from the cards, and is that on some level there is a sense of loyalty missing from the relationship on his part. I don't believe that this lends itself to infidelity at the moment, but it may indicate thoughts of infidelity or loyalty to other things. The main contributing factor would be future prospects or things related to money and investment, which when those specific words came up to me, I was thinking, well, that could very well be a person, but I think it's more concerned with an idealistic life that he's wanting to move towards. So find out what his ideals are and figure out how you can present yourself as desiring and wanting those two. And if you feel like your ideals don't match his ideals, then I wouldn't really worry about it. I would end the relationship personally. If you feel like you guys can grow together to want the same things and journey to the same place, then absolutely continue. But make sure you're considering what his ideals and what his futures and the things that he's wanting to do with his life, because if you're not considering that, then he's not going to be considering you either. So that's important to keep in mind. Whether it's another person or another path, before you react, make sure to inquire about the situation and see if you can find what may be causing this tension and sense of disunion between the two of you. No formal obligations have been broken at this time, so this means that no action has been taken that would be inappropriate by him or considered out of, like, I guess, a loyal standard of what a boyfriend or your agreement between each other is supposed to be about how your relationship is. Thank you for your question, Tiara. The next question is from Diana Stevens. She says, what is blocking me from moving forward in my spiritual journey? Right now, it's not a fair time for you to judge yourself regarding this question. Take some time to reflect on your personal growth over the past 3 years in particular. 3 years was what they gave me. So reflect on the past 3 years. Make a note of significant experiences and make observations as to how they've changed you. You may find that at this point in your journey you feel blocked because you are being forced to take some time to choose what lessons to carry with you on the next part of your journey. You cannot leave from the spot you are in without your tools in hand. So gather your experiences, ideas, and questions together and begin again on your journey. Do not be afraid to cut any ties at this time that may be trapping you in past events, specifically with friends or close relatives who may be persuading you against your ambitions. You should feel yourself begin to pick up steam in the next few weeks to a month, if you take the time to make determinations and decide how to continue. So your path is being blocked. That was like a direct channeling from Spirit. So they're saying that your path is being blocked just because they want to make sure you're prepared for the next leg. So just take some time to gather yourself and assert yourself about what you want to accomplish next and what you want to do next, and give yourself a little pat on the back for what you've come through, what you've accomplished, and do a little personal inventory of what you're good at and what your strengths are, so you know what you're carrying forward and what is strengthening you as you move forward. And thank you for your question, Diane. Melly V. Lewis asks the next question. She says, how am I doing on my spiritual path of life, and does she have any special abilities? You're minded to observe the cycles you have followed in the past. While you're equipped to correct yourself, you are stumbling here and there. As long as you are learning and growing and taking periods of rest and observation, you are headed in the right direction. The only way for you to be deterred at this moment is if you were to stop moving. You will soon be at a point where obstacles become less and less significant and become more like small pebbles on your path than great mountains standing in your way. You should take pride that you are headed in the right direction. One of your greatest strengths is your ability to recover from setbacks or unpleasant circumstances. Don't be afraid to wash these stains completely from you. By doing this, you will learn how to help others do so as well. This will be one of your great gifts as you grow older. So they kind of answered that question, or those two questions, in like one statement, saying that just be aware of your cycles and what you've been going through as well, and realize that you're really doing well. You might not be going in a straight line, but no one does. You might dodge and weave a little bit here and there, but you're getting more and more on course as time goes on. So you're doing great, and they're saying that the end result for you is going to be learning how to help others to completely remove anything that's holding them back, to be able to remove their baggage, to be able to remove their guilt from making what they would feel like is a wrong decision, and to be able to heal those kinds of pains in people that you would, anyone in your life that has having that kind of struggle. That's going to be a really, really big thing when you get older, because you're going to be so good at giving advice, and that's probably something you already do inherently, but trust yourself that you're going to become a person that people really seek out for help. So thank you for your question, Melly. Maria Castro asks, who is my twin flame? This is a really interesting answer that I got for you. A lot of people, just to be clear, twin flames, a lot of people think is, the next level above soulmates, which is sort of true. And I think like twin flames are like their ultimate love. So if they find if they're going to find their ultimate love, they have to find their twin flame. That's not exactly how it works. Your twin flame may incarnate as a lover, but they may not as well. And you're more likely to find a soul mate than a twin flame. Twin flame is literally someone that, has a spirit that was created from the same energy. It's pretty much a twin or a duplicate of your energy. So this person is they would be a great match, but they would also could be just as much of a obstacle for you. So if you meet a twin flame, you guys are going to butt heads, but be like really on fire as well. So you're going to fuel each other, but also have that struggle to be your own thing. So there's kind of this very intense balance between clash and spark between twin flames. So a lot of times here it's very hard to translate that, because in spirit, twin flames are like really, really in sync, and they really get it. Well, when they come here, they find themselves having a lot of frustration because they can't manifest the bond that they're used to having with each other. And while it might be going on in spirit, it's not communicating here, and that builds a lot of frustration really quickly. So if you were to meet your twin flame, it can be difficult if you're not in tune enough with them and through your body to have a successful relationship with a twin flame. So most often people find their soulmates. Soulmates are made at like very similar times, and they're kind of made like spirits are kind of formed in groups, and so they're kind of complementary. So twin flames are made at the same time. You can have more than one. The most I've ever seen someone have is eight twin flames, so it's kind of like 8 tuplets or octuplets or whatever. Most of the time it is 2 though. 2 or 3 is the most common, and then I've seen 8 in a reading for someone. Whereas soulmates, you usually have about 9, anywhere from 9 to about 18, and usually only between 3 and 5 are incarnated, and then you have a lot of more matches spiritually that just kind of keep going out. So the closest thing is twin flame, the next one is soulmate, and then just keeps going out like that. And I'm sure there's tons of names for all that, like we could say, but that's how twin flames and soulmates have been explained to me. So from that perspective, your twin flame is a female spirit, and she is not incarnated, but she's going to incarnate in 3 years, and would appear in your life as the child of a close friend of yours. This child would be someone that you were a kid that you were just really just drawn to and always wanted to be around, and they would be one of your greatest teachers as they grow older. So it would be a child to really pay attention to and learn from, because it's kind of like looking at yourself, and because one of you is already understanding of who you are, you're going to learn about yourself as they grow. And so it's kind of a teaching moment between you two. And most likely, this child would have reddish brown hair, green eyes, and freckles. That's how she's trying to incarnate it. If that's not able to happen, the next thing I was seeing was blonde. And that was all I could get from that. But most likely, 80% likely that in 3 years one of your close friends is going to have a child, and that child is going to be your twin flame. So that would not be a romantic relationship. That would be a relationship that is kind of like a companionship, kind of like a really deep friendship, nurturing relationship, kind of like a godmother relationship. So that you might be the godmother to this child. If you are, that would be amazing. But that's what I'm seeing for your twin flame. I don't see that you have any more than one twin flame. If you would like to look into that in more detail, or with I guess spend more time on it later, just let me know and we can do that for you. But thank you for your question. That's what I'm seeing for that. Mary Nicolin asked the next question. He says, will 2015 be a much better year financially, and do you foresee new opportunities coming my way in career and relocating? 2015 should be a better year for you financially and for most people. Make sure to make the most of the stars this year when it comes to finances. You'll have many opportunities, and it is all right to pick one over the other, as what you commit to this year will have its intended success. So whatever you intend the success to be, is most likely that will come through this year. So if you're planning ahead and you're looking ahead and you're making good investments, then they're going to come through this year. So trust that and go with your gut, and make decisions that you think will be lucrative, and you will have financial success this year. Thank you for your question, Mary. Next question is from Kitty. She said, what should I pursue with regards to career and business, and am I on the right path spiritually? Are there any gods helping me with my current issues? Thank you. The deities helping you that came to my mind are Ishtar, Nut, and Bastet. Ishtar is goddess of fertility, love, war, and sex. She also is the divine personification of the planet Venus, and would also then be like Venus Aphrodite. But she represents a little bit more than that, and she represents the fighting feminine. And she's kind of the personification of, these next two gods I'm going to describe. The next god was Nut, or goddess, sorry. Next goddess was Nut. She is the personification of sky, and her symbol is the ladder, meaning that in your life there's an upwards and expanding motion, and she's lending herself to help you climb out of the rubble and into higher realms of existence and higher clarity. So she's helping with that, and I would connect with her. And then Bastet is the goddess of warfare in Egyptian mythology, and she is helping you also for strength and for forging a new path. In light of those goddesses helping you right now, and what I was being told from Spirit, is that careers involving advocacy, public speaking, promotion of business or other causes, political campaigns, legal matters, anything that involves debate or counseling would be great careers for you, especially with these goddesses by your side. It'd be something you are able to show compassion, able to form an argument, and able to stand your ground. So they strengthen you to do that, and so looking in areas like that right now would be great, or working with them and growing into that would be wonderful opportunities to you if you're looking. So if those are things that you're considering, I highly encourage that. And if you haven't considered them, I would consider taking some time to look into them and go find any kind of counseling or free counseling you can about those kinds of careers and what you would have to do to get into something like that. And you might not necessarily have to go to school for everything in those fields. You might could find something that fits that sort of mold that you don't necessarily need school for it. Thank you for your question, Kitty. Next question is from Akiva. Akiva said, tell me what I need to know. So, Akiva, a nice little message from you, from the goddess Fortuna. She has responded very positively to the spell work that you did the other night. She says that your reverence for charms is charming, and that she can only hope to empower them for you. You should carry, she also recommends that you carry mint leaves in your pocket for the next few weeks, and expect that you will have good fortune if you do so. So do it. Coming from Fortuna. Fortune. Ah. So do that. I'm seeing I'm saying things. Saying a lot. I'm seeing cash money. So work on that. Love and light, Akiva, and thank you for your question. Annette also asked if there was anything she needed to know. Annette, I have some interesting information for you. I usually don't get messages like this, so it made me a little bit leery. So it's something I want you to look into. Maybe, you don't have to look into it through us, but look through yourself, or if you have any friends who do this kind of work and might want to check for you. But this is for my spirit guides, and if this is something you connect with, let us know, because I was a little bit leery about this message and a little bit concerned, because I usually don't get messages like this, like I said. It says, there is something haunting you that needs to be removed. There are 2 spirits with you that are malicious spirits, and I don't think that they're very strong. One you have brought to yourself through associations and dealings with an uncareful practitioner. The other has been attached from a most recent former lover. You should do a binding and banishing of these 2 powers, or have it done for you. One of these presences will manifest in your left hand, arm, and foot as a sharp stabbing pain, or as a numb throb. Sometimes as a cold on your left shoulder. So they're very attached to the left side of your body, which would really greatly impede spiritual messages to you. The other spirit walks between where you sleep and a sink. So I don't know if that's in your bathroom or the kitchen, but they said a sink, and to a sink, kept showing me a sink, and plays with pipes and attempts to keep you from sleeping. These are minor hauntings that can be very irritating. They said do a small bit of self-cleansing and ask your guardians to help you remove this energy. Evaluate your condition before and after to see if there's any change. And if you feel like you need to call on anything greater to get these 2 things removed from you, or any help with that, please do seek that assistance. If it's not something that you feel connected with, or something that you've been feeling already, then don't worry about it. I mean, I would look into it at least. Like I said, I feel leery about these kinds of things because it's a little bit iffy. I would feel better about it if I was there and I could sense it myself. But I do feel like it has weight to it, and I would consider this message at least. If you have any more questions about it, message me and Carmen and see, because Carmen might have some more information. But thank you for your question, and best of luck with that. If you're having any problems like that, just let us know. Sandra Kinney asked the next question: will my finances get any better soon? The message from you, because Spirits for delivering just a lot of straight up messages tonight, so that's cool. We'll see how they go for you guys. Sandra Kinney asked about her finances getting better, and they gave her a little spell to do, which you guys can share if you want, or take part in if you want as well. They say, carry a penny in your pocket for the next 14 days. And say every morning when you put it in your pocket at the beginning of the day, by the goddess, I will not be lacking in money, happiness, friendship, and kindness. So may it be. And so say that every morning. By the goddess, I will not be lacking in money, happiness, friendship, and kindness. So may it be. And keep the penny in put the penny in your pocket and keep it there all day to go to bed. Take it out, put it on, put it somewhere where you're going to find that same penny the next day. Put that penny, pick it up in the morning when you get dressed, put it in your pocket. By the goddess, I will not be lacking in money, happiness, friendship, and kindness, so may it be. Put it in your pocket, carry around. 14 days. Every day when you put the penny in your pocket. Yes. Say that prayer. On the 15th day, say a prayer of thanks for your 14 days with the penny. So you want to hold the penny in your hand, and you want to hold the other hand up like this with the candle lit, with the little white candle lit. And you're going to say, Goddess, thank you for allowing me to share time with this penny, and for blessing it to bring me money, happiness, friendship, and kindness. So may it be. Say thank you to the penny, say thank you to the goddess. And this time will be close to after the new moon. So include in your prayer that you have been washed of all negative financial karma. As this penny has been with me for 14 days, and we have shared our determination together that we will not be lacking in money, happiness, friendship, and kindness, I say that we have both been washed by the hands of the goddess of our negative financial karma. So may it be. So something like that, to that effect. And you're going to put this penny on a surface in your home that is near a picture of you with your family, and it will continue to bring prosperity and wealth to your home. So this, you're creating and consecrating a holy item that is going to represent wealth and bringing riches to your family. So this really cute little thing to do. I thought it was really nice. I feel in my heart that it's going to work beautifully. Please do it. Please let me know. It's very important that the 14 days ends sort of around the time of the new moon, which I think is kind of where this is going right now, because I think the moon is waning right now. I'm pretty sure. So, or it's getting towards that point. So the next 14 days is important from this day, time you're watching the video. So go ahead and do that for me, and let me know how it goes for you. I would love to hear about it. And anyone else who tries it, absolutely share as well. Well, and thank you guys for watching, and thank you for all your questions. Again, I'm Curtis from Magical Menagerie, and I really, really appreciate all you guys' questions. I would love to answer them. Apologize for the tardiness of this video, as we were away doing lots and lots and lots of work, helping some people out. That being said, I hope these answers find you well, and love and light to you all. I can't stop it. I can't stop it. Oh, here we go. Alright, bye everyone.